All right. So, as you all know, I still am visiting family. So, a lot of the time when I do miss things being posted like this on Honkai Star's Twitter, it's not because, well, just me sleeping. It's just I don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross my mind. But we do have the Lycone preview today, or I guess yesterday, for being honest here. We're going to be going over the Lycone for Ruan Mei. Spoiler, you should not roll for this Lycone because there is a 4-star Lycone and a 3-star Lycone that performs really well on the character. And honestly, you're better off just saving your rolls for another character, especially when we're receiving the Quantum Harmony character next patch, which for many players is going to be a very nice character to pick up. Anyways, let's hop into the video. Yo, what up, Toshi here. So, 5-star Lycones compared to 4-star Lycones give higher base stats. However, if that character is not a DPS, then it does not matter. If that character doesn't do any damage like Ruan Mei, then the higher base stats you get from the 5-star Lycone doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So the Lycone ability, the plum fragrance in my bones, is going to be the passive effect. And what this does is increases the wearer's break effect by 60%. So it helps with reaching that 180 break effect you need on the character to increase the damage of all allies. So you get 60% there, and all you need is 120%, which is relatively easy to get with the break effect she has in her traces and the break effect you get from substats. But there is also a set in the game that does give you break effect as well. And you can, like I said, get break effect substats. So you'll have the 180% you need for the character relatively easily with this Lycone. However, the 60% break effect from this Lycone is comparative to the 60% or 56% you do get from Memories of the Past, which is the 4-star Gacha Lycone at Refinement 5. But I understand most people are not going to have a Refinement 5 Lycone, right? Especially when it comes from the Gacha. So I do understand that this may be more enticing if you don't have that Lycone already. So when Ruan Mei uses her ultimate, she'll increase the damage of all allies by 24%, which will last for 3 turns. So this is going to be on top of the damage bonus she already gives to the team. This is a lot of damage bonus. Now, if you take into consideration that this has no name in it, so it buffs every single element in the game, it's going to be very nice to pair on other characters. Asta would love this Lycone. Asta is able to increase the damage of all allies, and she gets break effect as well. This will be very good for the character. 3 turns is a long time. So if your break effect exceeds 150%, so this is very nice for Ruan Mei, it is really good for break effect Asta builds, then you're going to get a skill point recovered. So honestly, I might end up using this. I might roll this for Asta because I do like Asta as a character. This is a very strong Lycone for Asta, very strong. During the start of every wave, all allies will regenerate 10 energy. So this is going to be 40 energy for all of your allies, right, across the board when it comes to using this in not only Pure Fiction, but Memories of Chaos when you're going onto the next wave of enemies, or next cycle. I do like this Lycone a lot. It'll be not only good on Ruan Mei, but it'll also be really good for Asta. But there is some 4-star options in the game that are also really good as well. So you don't necessarily need this Lycone. Think of this as a pseudo Huo Huo ult for the team. It's really good for the energy. So I actually did work on my Bronya build, and it is a lot better. I have her now on a 4-piece set when I wasn't using that on her before. But we do get Ruan Mei into the game, then I will talk more about Bronya as an individual character and her synergy with Ruan Mei, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to talk about Bronya's Lycone and compare it to the Ruan Mei Lycone because, well, we're comparing the 2 Harmony characters, so why not compare the 2 best Harmony Lycones in the game right now? That's going to be Ruan Mei's and Bronya's, but the battle isn't over. And this gives you energy regeneration rate, which is very strong. That's very good. It allows Bronya to get her ult faster. And you recover a skill point just like you recover a skill point in Ruan Mei's Lycone. So the difference is compared to Ruan Mei's Lycone is that whenever you do have your ultimate on the character, you just go ahead and give a skill point. And for some characters like Asta, you can maintain that and give a lot of skill points to the team. So that's going to naturally give more skill points versus Bronya's Lycone, which doesn't give skill points as quick, but it is still a very nice touch to the Lycone. You also increase the damage of the ally whenever you use the elemental skill on that ally. So Bronya in this case, whenever she pushes up the action forward of that character, she'll increase their damage. Whereas Ruan Mei's Lycone increases the damage of all allies for 3 turns. For 3 turns. So that Lycone is just going to be very good. It's 24% compared to 30% for one ally for 1 turn. And you don't even have to use the elemental skill to increase the damage of the ally. The Ruan Mei's Lycone is extremely good, but the energy regeneration rate is very valuable for many characters. So this portion of the passive definitely does hold it above Ruan Mei's Lycone, but everything else Ruan Mei Lycone does provide is just way better. Now, the truth is, for some teams, that extra bit of energy you do get is so good. I have Huo Huo in the party, and Huo Huo already gives energy to the team. If you have Ruan Mei's Lightcone, Ruan Mei will give even more energy to the team. So we'll have her ult faster, Seal will have her ult even faster, Bronya will have her ult even faster, and all of a sudden Seal is going to do much more damage because she's also getting damage bonus from Ruan Mei, and she's getting a skill point extra as well. So Seal is going to have an abundance of skill points in this team of Ruan Mei's Lightcone, and she's going to deal so much more damage to the enemies that are already weak to Quantum. But again, it is a luxurious Lightcone. There's already 4-star options in the game that is going to increase the value of Ruan Mei and Asta already. Memories of the Past, which holds its own against Ruan Mei's Lightcone, is very good. But for most people, you may not have Refinement 5 on the Lightcone, I do understand that. So you would opt to just either roll for her Lightcone if you don't already have a Lightcone for the character, or just use a 3-star Lightcone in place of Memories of the Past and her 5-star Lightcone. Meshing Cogs, which gives a lot of energy to the wearer whenever they attack or get hit, and considering Ruan Mei is a Harmony character, she has a higher taunt value than most characters in the party, so she's going to be getting hit by the enemy more consistently if RNG is, of course, on your side. Not that you want it to be on your side, but if you are using Meshing Cogs, you just get more energy naturally. And considering Ruan Mei is a character that takes her turn anyways, because she has buffs that are dependent on her own turns, so whenever she attacks the enemy on her turns where she's not using her elemental skill, you're going to regenerate that energy also for the character. So this ends up being one of her best options to use in terms of Lightcones. So if we're comparing this Lightcone to her 5-star Lightcone, her 5-star Lightcone is of course going to give way more value because you give damage and you give a skill point to the team. So for hyper carry and for dual DPS teams, it's so valuable. It's even more valuable for those dual DPS teams because you get an extra skill point to work with an already skill point positive character, and you also give energy and you give damage to the whole team. So if I'm being honest here, Hoyoverse is definitely overdoing it when it comes to the Lightcone for Ruan Mei. But the truth of the matter is, since the Harmony path already has really nice competitive Lightcones, they need to make a Lightcone that is really strong like Ruan Mei's. Otherwise, why would you not roll for the Lightcone when we already have options like Memories of Past and Meshing Cogs for Harmony characters? So Asta on a break effect build alongside Ruan Mei is going to be one of the best defenders of the Lightcone. To be honest, I am thinking about rolling for it because I really do want to use it on Asta. I like this character a lot. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Should you roll for Ruan Mei's Lightcone? Obviously not. If you are free to play, don't roll for it. There is options in the game like Meshing Cogs you can use on the character, and you may unlock more refinements for your Memories of the Past, which you can then eventually substitute onto your Ruan Mei in place of Meshing Cogs, which is going to be better for the character overall because that break effect you get from the Lightcone is just so valuable. But I'm sure there's going to be many of you out there that just opt to use your Refinement 2 or Refinement 3 Memories of the Past instead of waiting for Refinement 5 to use on the character, because you obviously don't care about how much energy you need per turn to get her ultimate as fast as you can, because there may be times where you just get hit by the enemy anyways, and you're going to regenerate energy. But anyways, I've been rambling for long enough here. I would personally roll for Lightcone for Asta and Asta alone, but that's just me. So basically, the more allies you have in the team party of Ruan Mei, the more valuable her Lightcone becomes. The less allies you have in the party that deals damage, the less valuable her Lightcone becomes. I hope that makes sense. You know, if you are free to play, just don't roll for it. Save for future characters like Sparkle coming out, Hanabi in the next patch, and Black Swan, which is very good for Kafka teams. We're going to make a whole video on those characters again, and we'll make a video on the characters coming in the next patch. Thank you for watching, and have a nice rest of your weekend. Peace.